can get into the ACC tournament.
Pitt in the gold, SMU in the white. Pitt erased a 32-point second quarter deficit and had the largest regulation comeback in women's basketball NCAA history back in January when the two teams met at Pitt. Pitt wins the tap and moves to our left. Pitt this season, 9 of their 10 wins have come when they've eclipsed 60 points. In the right corner, the three lofted and short by Johnson, but the offensive rebound and stick back for the player you'll be watching for all day, Khadija Faye.
Yeah, good offensive rebound. They got a good look from three, but their best player cleans it up for an easy putback.
Faye averaging 18 points a game, that's 6th best in the conference, but Jessica Peterson is the 3rd leading rebounder in the nation at 12 a game, and she's averaging a double-double.
Yeah, really important aspect of this game will be points in the paint. SMU only had 2 in the entire game in their first meeting, and so they definitely want to have a conscious effort to get the paint going.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Pitt does so well is keeps opponents out of the paint as well, as Johnson skips to the hole and scores. Long lead pass by with an athletic job to knock it down, and here comes Pitt. Marley Washenitz into the front court. Pitt with a 4-2 advantage. Here's the Panther lineup. They only have 8 players on the roster right now. Elmore jacks the 3 from out front, in and out. Miles, Elmore, Washenitz, along with Faye and Johnson. Meanwhile, for SMU, an early triple from Nya Robertson, and it comes up short. Robertson had 23 the first time the two teams met. Jones, Pitts, and Robertson are the guards, with Woods and Peterson as the forward duo. The turnaround by Faye is money. 6-2, the Panthers lead.
Yeah, going in early, going to the paint, going to again, their leading scorer, one of the best scorers in this conference. We'll see how SMU is able to respond to this early lead that Pitt has been able to develop.
Transfer from Texas has 4 early points, and there's Peterson on the offensive glass, as she's so want to do, the leading offensive rebounder in the ACC.
Yeah, just elite at what she's been able to do, and there you see her drawing a charge. A big call early in the game for Faye to pick up that offensive foul, something that they do not want Pitt, that is, her in foul trouble. Great job by Peterson setting the tone with 4 early points and that charge. Faye's greatness is a big key for Pitt. As you can see, taking that charge was already big on setting the tone. Pitt must have road toughness. They have not been very successful on the road this year. And SMU needs contributions from everyone. They almost beat Georgia Tech with 5 players in double figures, and they also need that sense of urgency for 40 minutes.
Yeah, SMU has lost 8 in a row, but their last 4 have been single-digit games, including the 1-point loss at Georgia Tech. Peterson inside, bumped as she goes up, but no basket. And here come the Panthers. No foul given either. For Pitt, Washenitz, one of their team leaders, and really the vocal leader on the team. Back outside to the point guard, Miles. Panthers offense is trying to look for that early offense. One of the lowest scoring teams in the nation and the lowest scoring team in the ACC at 62 a game. Johnson's 3 goes begging. Zanai Jones, it's a pair of 20-point games this season. She's coming off a 12.5 assist effort at Georgia Tech. High post to Navia Hall. Hall, an undersized 4 player in this alignment, misses inside, and the rebound knocked out. Last touch by Peterson. SMU losers of 8 in a row, and led by 6 in the 4th quarter at Georgia Tech before falling 70-69. Pitt only 2-9 in league play. However, they won it last time out against Boston College. A real wire-to-wire effort, 79-66, and they scored 33 points in the first quarter. That was their most ever in a single quarter in Panther history. Jones into the front court, pitches it back to Hall. The straight-on 3 off the mark, and TK Pitts leaning in to grab the rebound, and she is fouled.
Yeah, big foul again. I mentioned it earlier. Foul trouble is one of the main things that can slow down the best player from Pitt. That is now her 2nd in the first quarter, so she may have to sit the rest of the half. If not, she have to be very careful if she comes back in. Yeah,
Khadija Faye picks up her 2nd. She played the last 2 seasons at Texas. The previous 2 at Texas Tech, she's used to playing in the state, but Faye has almost doubled her minutes per game this season. Really counted on as a 30-minute-a-game player for Tori Verdi, but may not play most of the rest of the first half. Hall Top of the key triple. That rims off, and Makayla Emore comes in for the rebound. She's at 6'3", a very tall 4 type player, but moves to the 5 here. With Faye out of the game. Quick move to the bucket, and she lays it home.
Yeah, still getting the ball inside. Pitt doing a nice job getting deep position. Didn't even have to dribble that time to be able to get the easy finish.
Emore, the transfer from Clemson in her first season at Pitt. On the baseline, bumped a little bit. Robertson, leading scorer on the team at 19 a game. Now Peterson, less than 10 to shoot. Quick move, but can't not move it in past Emore. Washington's quickly up the floor. Hit up by 4. Looking for more. Robertson D'ing her up. High pass looking for the freshman bigs. Knocked right back out to Washington's.
Yeah, big thing for SMU will be can they get stops so they can play in transition. They're much better in transition, playing faster and playing with tempo, Coach Wilson wants, than playing in the half court.
Johnson with a big height advantage as she goes inside on Jones, but misses on the runner. She's 1 of 4 from the floor. Robertson has wasted 455 shots for the season coming in. That's the most in Division I in the nation. Here's Jones, rocking the baby. Jones creating space, pulls up, comes up short. And here comes Brooklyn Miles for Pitt. Panther point guard playing with speed and gets knocked down, loses the ball with no call. Hall comes away with it. Peterson cherry picking the other way to lay it in.
Sometimes you just need the breaks to go your way. That time, SMU the beneficiary of an easy transition opportunity, and those are the things you need in a game like this.
Peterson has all 6 for SMU. Mustangs missed their last 7 for that Peterson bucket. Johnson backing out on Pitts. A quick spin, around and off. And Pitts continues to play well on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, Pitts was the one that crashed for that offensive rebound. That caused the second foul for the Pitt star. And now let's see if SMU can slow things down. They have 1 of their last 8 in the half court. Can they get exactly the kind of shot quality they want?
Jones. 3 for 2. Comes up a little bit long. Panthers on the glass so far. Going toe-to-toe with SMU, 8 rebounds apiece. SMU, a great offensive rebounding team, by the way. One of the best in the nation. Top 15 offensive rebounds per game. Little push off by Miles with no call, but she comes up empty, and Jones has the long rebound for SMU. Jones into Pitts, flying in, can't lay it home, but she is fouled by Johnson and goes to the line to try to tie the game on the other side. It was a tale of 2 games the first time the 2 teams matched up. SMU building a 32-point lead in the first half. Pitt coming up with a huge come-from-behind effort. A tight one early here in Dallas. (24-2) in the paint, and both teams getting some points there early.
Yeah, really important for both teams to establish an inside presence. Obviously with Faye in foul trouble now, Peterson has an opportunity to take advantage along with the rest of the Mustangs, but both teams right near even, 8-6, some of them from post play, some of them from offensive rebounds. I would imagine we'll see more guard penetration as the game goes on without the shot blocking presence in the middle with those 2 fouls on the bench.
It's 8-6, and points in the paint is 8-6 as well. Peterson getting her first rest after an active start. She's got all the points for SMU, 6 points, 3 rebounds. She have 11 double-doubles this season. But here's TK Pitts, who has been playing out of her mind over the last 4 games or so. 13 points a game during that stretch. What do the coaches like about what TK Pitts is doing right now?
Yeah, just continues to get better. Talking to the staff before the game and warm-ups, just how much of a great person she is, number one, and she's such a worker. She just continues to want to work after practice, before practice, film, whatever it takes. And Coach Toya Wilson describes her as a dog. She represents the mentality that we want to have in this program, and her dog mentality has been infectious. That's part of the reason why we've been so competitive in the last handful of games.
And her defense is just so good as Makayla commits the foul on Makayla Emore, and Emore earns a couple foul shots. Makayla whistled for her first, and for SMU, it's also team foul number 1.
Yeah, Elmore's done a good job in this game already, just getting great post position. Anytime you can have both hands up and your number is showing, that means you've created great position. She hasn't had to put the ball on the floor because she's so close to the basket and how well she's worked her footwork in order to establish deep post-ups.
And she's been known as a stretch big in her career. More than half of her points in her career have come from beyond the three-point line, but so far lots of post-ups for number 3 in goal.
Well, you can tell by the way she shot free throws that she can really shoot it. Got a great touch, but right now, because their team needs it, she is really establishing some low post presence.
And again, if you're joining us late, Khadija Faye picking up 2 early fouls for Pitt. Robertson is fouled as Marley Washenitz was just a tick late coming over to contest on the jumper. And Nya Robertson, 79% at the line this season, heads there for 2.
Yeah, this is a good sign for SMU early in the game. When Robertson can see the ball go in, her confidence goes up. She doesn't have, kind of as you mentioned earlier, she is an aggressive offensive player. Not very many offensive takes she doesn't like, but when she can get the ball to go in early, if she can connect on a free throw, gives a scorer a lot of confidence, and that's the last thing you want if you're Pitt.
Last time she was on this floor, she scored 32 points in a narrow loss to Louisville. 19 of those 32 came in the fourth quarter as she tried to lead a comeback attempt. SMU down by 1 to the Panthers, who won the first matchup between the two teams, going away after SMU led by 32 at one point. But we got an offensive foul here on Pitt, just trying to clear out some space. And they'll give it to Audrey Biggs. Tori Verdi doesn't like the 5th foul call of the first quarter on his team. Is the first on Biggs. SMU looking for their first field goal from somebody not named Jessica Peterson. Robertson's 3 off to the right. And his backup point guard, Aaron Battle, scuffles for the rebound. Magaliko reaches in, and she becomes the first SMU player with a pair of fouls.
Yeah, neither team has been able to buy an actual field goal in quite some time. SMU won of their last 10. Pitt has struggled to score a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. So both teams defensively doing the job, looking to see if they can get some offensive production. And even if it's not a field goal, get back to the free throw line and get the highest percentage shot you can.
SMU brings Peterson back in with Magaliko saddled with those 2 fouls. Makayla Johnson on her drive had it ripped out of her hands. Take a look at this defensive play.
Yeah, good job. She brought the ball down, kind of a no-no on a drive because everyone wants to be able to swipe at the ball. Fortunate for Pitt, it didn't go off of her legs. Robertson
swiping it out. 13 to shoot it for Pitt. Had 33 points in the first quarter last time out against BC. Led 33 to 10 at the end of 1. Emore toward the paint. Misses inside, and Peterson clears that 4th carom already. Deja Woods wearing number 4, takes a lot of those trailing threes, this time a hand in her face. Robertson tears around the corner and in traffic misses on the run. Long leak ahead and just a little too tall for Makayla Johnson, an excellent athlete. The wing from Anchorage, Alaska, a little too strong on the pass for her.
Yeah, this is a game where baskets are so far going to be hard to come by. So those possessions and taking care of the ball is going to be a crucial key. Pittsburgh already with 4 turnovers.
SMU only with 1 giveaway, but only shooting 20% from floor. TK Pitt inside, she is blocked. Johnson sends it away. Here comes Miles. Bounce pass on the run. No for Biggs, but it's followed up and in by Aaron Battle.
Yeah, have to get transition defense. Credit to Pitt not quitting on the play. So often you miss some of those layups you assume are going to go in. Great follow to get the offensive putback.
Panthers played some incredible second-half defense against SMU. First time the two teams played, including a 28-0 third quarter. I mean, that is just unheard of. So many things in that game unheard of. Tonight, Jones skipping to the bucket in the land of the trees.
Yeah, Jones will be a big key in this game. They need her leadership. She's so good at being able to be a calming presence, but they'll need her to score like she did last game in order for them to really put themselves in position.
Elmore misses. Peterson has the rebound. SMU tried to take the advantage in the final minute of the quarter. Woods in the corner, way over the top on the 3, and the rebound's out of bounds off of Peterson's right foot. Again, these two teams are both very short depth-wise. Pitt only has 8 players available. SMU only has 9, and they'll likely only use 8. When you've got two teams with short benches like that, what does it come down to?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the heart and hustle that Coach talked about. It comes down to grit, toughness, just finding a way, no matter what, how tired you are, no matter what foul trouble there may be. You're playing like it's March. This is a playoff type of game for both these teams so they can get to postseason.
Johnson creates some space for Hurtley way over the top. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes Robertson blitzing up the floor. The Euro into the lane, leaves it short. Woods is there to follow and put SMU in front on the final play of the first quarter.
Mine too.
Thanks so much, Bree. The hashtag #GirlDad may be a little bit overused these days, but me and Brian, I mean, we've each got 3 girls, so we're all about it, right?
Oh, no doubt about it. And Coach Wilson is definitely somebody, if my girls played basketball, that I would want them to play for, to see a coach who, no matter what the outcome, no matter what the situation, always pours positivity into her team and always walks the walk of you can do anything. And she is the first black head coach of any sport at SMU, something to celebrate with Black History Month. And she has embodied what it means to have high character and toughness and grit, having this team playing despite being so undermanned as far as their roster, almost beating a team this last game that was ranked nationally and needing a win today with that undermanned roster.
TK Pitts goes inside, twirls, lots of contact both ways, but no calls. The rebound to Audrey Biggs. By the way, Khadija Faye is in there, number 15 for Pitt. A denial to her, but she gets it back, sets up Biggs out front for a straight on 3, and she buries it. Pitt in front by 2.
Yeah, 50-50 play right there. A small thing that won't show up in the stat sheet, but a possession that could have gone to either player. Pitt comes up with it, and not only comes up with it, but it results in a big 3.
Again, Faye, a player to watch because she's playing with 2 fouls already, and that lets Jones skip right to the hole for another bucket. SMU ties it up at 17. And Jones, with the shot blocker, not able to really contest, able to skip to the hole. 17 all, early on. Again, Pitt completed the largest regulation comeback in NCAA history. The first time the two teams matched up. Wow, Johnson's shot nearly went in without hitting glass. Jones comes out with a rebound. Jones racing to the elbow for the pull-up. Back rim. Rebound was kept alive. And off of 2 SMU hands, Washenitz brings it out for Pitt. She tries a 3 for the lead. Splash for Marley Washenitz.
Tough shot off the dribble, shooting a 3 in transition. Nothing but the bottom.
Washenitz, 39% from deep during ACC play. She's gotten better as the year has gone on from outside, and now nearly a double-digit point per game player at 8.8. Jones with only 5 to shoot. Marshall in the game. Bump to she goes up. Leaves it a little bit long. Pitt looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in conference play, and also trying to exceed their number of wins in conference play from last year, the first year under Tori Verde. They were 2-16 this year. They're 2-9. Miles lost the triple. That comes up short.
Yeah, weather the storm without 5 being in the game, and on that possession, I'm sure Coach would have rather that gone inside to number 15 to get her another touch. Looks like we might have an offensive foul. Could have gone either way. Risky, but good job of drawing the foul by Faye on that one.
It goes on Peterson. Second year as the head coach for Tori Verde. He came from a great 7 years at UMass. A regular season A-10 title in 23 and a postseason title in 22 as well. It felt like he was the right guy to get it done, but it is tough to build a program in the ACC. It is just difficult with 18 teams.
Yeah, one of the best conferences in the country for women's basketball. Obviously, we know some of the names at the top. Notre Dame comes to mind, along with many others. Just in the second year, Obviously, Faye is one of the best scorers and rebounders in the conference, a great building block to be able to build around, and sounds like similar to SMU, they've struggled with the injuries. Having a couple starters get injured early in the year has really made it tough.
And again, down to only 8 players that are active and able to play. Meanwhile, for SMU, Jessica Peterson picked up her 2nd foul, so that's the inside player for the Mustangs, who already has 8 points and 7 rebounds. She might be on the bench for the remainder of the first half. Makayla is back in to defend Faye on the inside. Can to shoot it, Pitt up by 3. Faye going up strong on the assist by Emore.
Yeah, Faye again, deep position. You cannot play behind a player of her caliber that deep in the post. Great pass, great execution by Pitt.
Faye already with 8. She averages nearly 18. Kylie Marshall stripped away from her by Washington's. She's top 10 in the ACC in steals, and she has another one.
Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. Have to find a way to take care of the ball. Both teams, again, possessions and baskets so hard to come by in a game like this where you're playing in this playoff type intensity, figuring out how you can play in the ACC tournament, being a top 15 team.
Right now, SMU is in 17th. Pitt is 16th. Robertson, what a spin move, but leaves it long off the glass. And coming back up the floor, reach-in foul on Marshall. SMU head coach Toya Wilson. You mentioned the first African-American head coach on the women's side in SMU history. This after her long career as an assistant at Baylor and also an assistant coach at Michigan as well. Head out to their largest lead at 5. Emore is able to shield it away from Pitt. SMU in a little bit of a sagging man. Miles late in the shot clock. Nearly lost it, and does. Robertson comes up with a giveaway, trying to push the pace. Robertson out to Jones. Extra pass, Pitts. Spin move, doubled. Makayla lays it in.
Pitt's done a really good job in transition most of the game, but the constant penetration that time and the patience by the Mustangs. Pitt with a great pass to Makayla inside for the easy finish.
Pitts with her first assist to go along with 2 points. She's played every minute of this ball game. SMU has 16 of their 19 in the paint. After the first time around, they only had 2 paint points. It's obvious what they want to do coming into this game. Open triple, a little bit long for Washnitz. Offensive rebound and stick back by Emore. Pitt back in front by 5.
Yeah, again, those hustle plays, those 50-50 plays, so critical in a game like this. Great job by Pitt just finding the extra possessions to give themselves more opportunities to score.
Jones on the pull-up, comes up short. Nothing but gold jerseys there for the rebound. SMU does not have their best rebounder, and the best rebounder of the conference in the game right now. Jessica Peterson has 2 fouls. 5. She walked. Little hop step before she laid it off the glass.
Yeah, good job not letting her get as deep a position, and Makayla just does a good job walling up to make it difficult.
Pitt holding SMU to less than 30% shooting so far. The Mustangs hanging in down by 5.
Is the foundation of their offense. She's one of their team captains, and they've really worked hard on developing her in the offseason. He said they needed her to work on being more back to the basket scorer for the team, and she's done just that. Coach said no matter if the opposing team is double or triple teaming her, she's successful no matter what.
Yeah, just an absolute force in the paint. She has a season-high 28 points and also a season-high 15 rebounds. She is capable. She has really played well in this one despite having 2 fouls, John. And we mentioned as a key, her greatness in this game. She has an opportunity to be one of the best players on the floor for her team, and that can lead to a victory. So SMU must increase their attention on number 15.
Yeah, Faye fighting through foul trouble, but able to do it and trying to pass through the zone. Washington comes away with another steal. This time, though, falling to the ground, Makayla comes out with a steal. No numbers for SMU, though, and they'll pull it back, down by 5. It matches the largest lead for Pitt. TK Pitts to the cup, attacking Faye, and doing so very smartly, knowing the player with 2 fouls would not be able to play her as aggressively.
Yeah, that's exactly what SMU might want to look to do more of, is put her in a position where she's in ball screens and you can't attack her to potentially allow her to get another foul. Meanwhile, Makayla picks up her 3rd foul. So now SMU's in a little bit of a dilemma with both of their posts, starting posts and backup with foul trouble.
So you got Makayla with 3. You got Jessica Peterson with 2. Khadija Faye is out for the rest of the season with a knee injury. Brianna McLeod, same story for her. She is out with a knee as well. And so it's going to be interesting to see defensively what SMU does. For now, Makayla is going to stay in the game with 3 fouls. Hits. At 6'1", so tough to pass over the top of that guard. 16 to shoot it for Pitt. Miles finds Washington. Now Johnson on the wing against Robertson. Literally face guarding her. Johnson picked up by Makayla. Her arcing shot doesn't go. Faye with the offensive rebound. Stripped going up by Robertson. Robertson tries to whip it inside to Makayla, and Johnson knocks it away and out.
Yeah, that was a big takeaway after that offensive rebound. Faye had great position. Robertson comes away with the strip inside that leads to transition. Here you see the offensive rebound and the strip down low. Big play to take it away and almost able to convert it in transition. See what they can do in the half court.
Robertson yet to hit a field goal in this one. Forces it up and in. And one. Nya Robertson on cue. She can score in a hurry.
She
and
was
puts SMU within 1.
That's all that was. She was just setting you up, knowing that you said she hadn't scored a field goal. She said, I got something for you, Mr. Announcer. Here's an and one.
Makayla Johnson whistled for her 2nd. Nya Robertson, a 3-level scorer for SMU. At 23 the first time the 2 teams met, was absolutely on fire in the first half, but in the second half, struggled to score. Able to tie it up on the N1. So 5 straight for the Mustangs. A low-scoring first half. You might expect it. These 2 teams are 16th and 18th in scoring offense in the conference. Faye up and over Makayla. She's in doubles with 10.
So they made it pretty obvious in the scout preparation. They don't necessarily want to double Faye. They want to make sure that they contain everyone else, but make her shots difficult.
She had more than 20 the first time the 2 teams matched up. Jones out of the corner looking for the lead. Faye crashes in for the rebound. That's her 4th to go along with her 10 points.
Big stretch for both teams to finish the half the right way. Going to the locker room feeling good about either the lead or a tied game, but you want to finish this last minute and a half really well.
Johnson, the transfer from Colorado, blocked by Pitts. Johnson knocks it back in bounds, but right to Robertson. Robertson on the move, pitches it back, gets it back in the corner, leans into it, 3, money! The lead for SMU.
Coach Wilson mentioned getting in Robertson in to watch film. She can be a creator and then get it back. That is a perfect example of her giving it up in transition and then getting it back for a wide open 3.
Faye reach in. Makayla has 4 fouls in the first half. Meanwhile, Robertson reached in. We get a look at the replay.
Yeah, great job. Look, a la Steph Curry. So often you see him pass it and relocate. Great job by Robertson, and that's the growth that Coach Wilson has talked about. She continues to want to teach this young lady. She's so talented. She has 1 more year of play, and they want her to continue to grow as a player, and that was a great sign of growth that they've been instilling in her this week.
She's messing with that right hand, that shooting hand. SMU needs to keep as many hands healthy as they can. Same story for Pitt.
Yeah, speaking of healthy hands, no more important hands for Pitt. The tongue twister right there, John. They missed Khadija Faye.
A little too strong for Peterson, who is back in the game for SMU in the final minute of the first half, trying to avoid any more fouls after Magdaliko, her backup, picked up number 4 here in the first half. Pitt by 1. Been a back and forth game so far. Emore lofts it from 3 and rolls it down. Makayla Emore hits her 31st 3 of the season.
Yeah, you mentioned half of her shots during her career are threes. Great job, right on time, right on cue at the closing out this half with a big shot.
Little separation for Pitt. Game clock to shot clock at 6. Robertson, floater, strong. Johnson clears the carom. Shot clock is off. Panthers can play it out here at the end of the first half with a 4-point lead.
That's one of those for Robertson. She's so open off the crossover. Draw that foul, go to the basket, use your athleticism. The floater, tough shot.
Here's Miles. She gets to the cup, and it's good. The buzzer beater by Brooklyn Miles to give Pitt their largest lead.
Time adjustments. Coach Toya Wilson said this team must master the things that don't require talent. Let's see if they can do that this half.
Well, let's go over to Brianna Sorensen. She got a chance to talk to Coach Wilson about SMU's second half adjustments.
Yeah, I spoke to her and she said, the Mustangs are currently 1-7 from 3, and Coach Wilson said it's not because of their shot selection. She said they just aren't falling. She said she likes the shots that they've been taking. They're just not going in. And then going down low with Jessica Peterson, as we just saw, with multiple fouls now. She said she's going to tell her at halftime that, she needs to be a little more cautious out there. And as far as the Mustangs' energy, Coach said she's really happy with how they've been fighting and staying in this game.
Bree, thanks so much. And you saw nearly an offensive foul on Peterson. Instead, they got her for the walk before the contact. So SMU dodging a little bit of a bullet there on the turnover. Pitt with their largest lead at the half of 6 and now make it 8. A turnaround by Khadija Faye to give her 14 points.
Well, interesting thing about the three-point shooting, too, they made 12 in that game at Pitt. I believe all 12 of them were in the first half.
Most of them were, at least, yeah.
Really shot the ball well from outside. Have not done as much today. Have been more focused on the paint. But with Khadija Faye inside, it does make things harder. I still believe attacking her with her foul trouble is something to maybe look at.
She's been able to play unfettered, really, from the second quarter on, after picking up those 2 early fouls in the first quarter. Hits the zone over the top. That three-pointer goes down for Makayla Emore, who knocks it down from the corner.
Yeah, just playing with a lot of confidence. You can tell they're together. Great skip pass, finding one of their best shooters wide open again. She made one in the first half, connects again on that one.
12 points in back-to-back games for her. And then there is Faye picking up the foul inside, hacking Peterson.
Yeah, great getting skip pass. Nice little kind of screen right there. And you see the enthusiasm. They know they haven't been great on the road. But again, all things go out of the window when you are playing with desperation to find just whatever you can muster to get into this ACC tournament. Right now, both these teams on the outside looking in, playing catch-up.
Khadija Faye, by the way, avoided picking up the foul there. She had the main defense on Peterson, but it was the dig down by Makayla Johnson trying to slap down on the basketball as she picks up her 3rd foul. Meanwhile, Jessica Peterson on the cusp. A double-digit point effort, and she has it. 10 points for Peterson to go along with 7 rebounds. She has 3 double-doubles in her last 4 games, and certainly well on that pace.
Well, the big thing for SMU is getting some stops. They have to get back to getting stops. And meanwhile, can you continue to attack on the inside? Pitt, how can you keep this rolling? You do not want to let SMU get confidence getting this game closer.
Late in the shot clock on the up fake. Washnet steps in, off the mark. Emore, offensive rebound, and Hall blocks her from behind. Hall sticking with it against the 6'3" Emore to block it out.
Well, I mentioned Coach Wilson talking about the things that don't require talent, but right now that is where Pitt has been specializing in this game.
Three-pointer by Emore. That's too strong, and Peterson is in there for the rebound. She makes a huge difference on the boards when she can stay on the floor. Here's Robertson flying through the lane, blocked out by Khadija Faye. 2.5 blocks a contest this season. That's top 5 in the ACC.
But that was a much better attack by Robertson. She didn't shoot the floater where you can't get fouled. Next time, maybe initiating more contact with the body of Faye so you don't just get blocked trying to go around her. But good defense by Faye. They played good transition defense all night, Pitt has.
Panthers have led by as many as 11. Hits around the corner. Faye blocks the shot again.
She gives a little Dikembe Mutombo. Shout out to the late, great, rest in heaven, Dikembe. This is a great block right here. And she kind of gives the finger wag afterwards. But again, these are tough plays against a shot blocker. You almost have to go off 2 feet to get into her chest and into her body. When you try to go around her with her length and her ability to block shots, it makes it very hard.
Robertson, quick riser from the baseline. That's a tough shot to make.
Yeah, just soft touch on that one. When you're a bucket getter, you got a lot of ways you can get buckets, and they needed one, and she provided.
Again, she's top 5 in the conference, third best, 19 points a game. Faye through the lane, fouled by Peterson, and Faye earns foul shots. Peterson thinks that was a phantom call.
Yeah, tough almost. You almost want to switch the matchup, even though Hall is so undersized. Peterson breaks the plane with the diagonal arms instead of being straight up, and it does get penalized. Again, Faye does a good job of initiating contact. This young lady has played at the high major level her whole career. She started her career at Texas Tech, then transferred to Texas. Now she has the biggest role she's had in her career, and she is really thriving for Pitt.
The skill set that they really needed. You see that is Peterson's third foul. Faye is having another outstanding game. 16 points already for Khadija Faye. She had 21 and 12 plus 6 blocks against SMU in the big come-from-behind win the first time the two teams got together. High screen by Peterson. Jones knocked around and throws it away. Emore looking for numbers. Emore beat and blocked out by Robertson. Long pass by Hall. Peterson ahead of the pack. Peterson gathers and scores. What an end-to-end play by SMU.
I mean, shout out to the Super Bowl that's coming today. A little long bomb. Shout out to Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. We may see some of that. They're giving us a preview, John. That's what that was.
And another defensive play by Robertson. This time a steal. Hall inside, scoops it. Jones there for the rebound and has to retreat.
Smart play by Jones. Pull it out, get the shots you want. Much needed basket possession and picks. Again, those things that don't show up on the stat sheet, the extra effort.
Robertson forces it up, and she is fouled. Robertson to the line, and it's been the defensive end that has sparked SMU. It's Faye picking up the foul, her third.
Yeah, Coach Wilson talked about this after the Pitt game. She asked the team, what do you want to be known for? And things that they said were heart and hustle and confidence and grit and being dogs. The only way you can be a dog is if you defend, and they are starting to do that, starting to also make those gritty, intangible plays needed. Also being physical on the offensive end to draw fouls and put the other team in foul trouble.
In the last few moments, Nya Robertson coming out of nowhere, elevating for a block, and then a steal. Great free throw shooter, knocks down the first of 2. Pitt led by as many as 11 this quarter. SMU closing it down.
And as a competitor, I mean, everyone knows if you're watching at home or if you're in this gym or in this game, you know what happened last time. As a competitor, you want to show up. SMU starting to really compete.
It's a foul on Hall, reaching in there. And Denavia Hall picks up her first off the free throw miss.
High percentage free throw shooter. Hall just kind of initiating contact. It almost forced the call because you want to call the travel, but then you don't call the travel because she got fouled to travel. So SMU showing a little full court press. Again, haven't been able to get transition going much. Pitt's done a really good job taking that away.
Pitt took over in the third quarter. And the two teams got together for the first time, outscoring SMU 28-0. Washington's backs it up. Washington's creative shot. The lefty goes right, and instead Faye comes down with a rebound, and Peterson clears the miss. TK Pitts outside to Jones, and SMU settles into the half court, now down by 6. Robertson pulls it away from Miles. Now barreling into the lane. 8 to shoot it for Hall. Nowhere to go. Jones only has 4. Jones. Reverse pivot. Comes up short.
Yeah, I thought on that possession, TK Pitts had the advantage with Faye guarding her. She got the ball a couple times and just reversed it. Would have been a good time to potentially attack and make a play.
Long time without a stoppage. And so Pitt wants one. Their once 11-point lead trimmed it down to 6 in Dallas.
My last at SMU, Coach Wilson said he's been nothing but supportive of the women's basketball program. He's been an instrumental part of SMU transitioning into the ACC and has led SMU to so many championships. He comes to their practices, he goes to every game, he's always checking in, and he will really be missed at SMU. And she said she appreciates all he's accomplished here.
Thank you so much, Bree. And, you know, it's tough to know after so much success when to step away, but Rick Hart has decided to. And it's a time of transition here at SMU in a lot of different ways. But there's so much to be excited about, especially the steps forward in the last few years.
Well, there's so much to celebrate in his tenure. And not only look where he left it, what a legacy, leaving SMU in the elite place that it is right now.
Is a big one. Those two teams try to solidify their spot in the ACC tournament. Should be another great Thursday night of hoops. And a very similar matchup here in Dallas on a Sunday afternoon before the Super Bowl. Pitt leading SMU 40-34, the second matchup between the two teams this year. And both of these teams on the outside looking in for the ACC tournament if the year were to end today, but it does not, as Miles reaches in. It's called for the foul, and it's the 4th team foul on Pitt here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, we've mentioned it a few times now that they're on the outside looking in. Syracuse and Stanford are right above them with 3 wins, and Miami. Two of the 3 teams SMU has already beaten. So there's capability there. There's still room and opportunity, so both teams know this game is one they have had circled. Whoever wins this one has a greater chance to make it into that ACC tournament.
And Toya Wilson made her team aware of that. Of course, SMU losers of 8 in a row. Pitt trying to win back-to-back ACC games for the first time in 2 years. February of 23, the last time they did it, and a high-low from Faye inside to Emore, held and fouled by the smaller Robertson. Nya Robertson picks up her first and team foul number 3 on SMU. Now 3 team fouls apiece in the 3rd.
Elmore's been great in this game. She held it down when Faye was in foul trouble, and she scored inside, outside, and has really had a great presence with 12 points.
Pitt coming off a game. They exploded for 79 points, and every one of their starters is in double figures. Emore just got too far underneath. Faye falling down and gets the benefit of the call here. TK Pitts doesn't argue.
Faye has great hands. This is a really difficult rebound. Emore misses the layup she almost made, but gets it with 1, then goes to 2. As you can tell, again, this means something to her. She has really been on a mission since the start of this game.
6 of her 8 rebounds have come in the second half. Open 3, Washington's off the mark, but Faye on the offensive glass. Peterson pulls it down. There's a double-double, the 12th of the season for Jessica Peterson.
Good contest by Peterson, although giving up the offensive rebound, is able to get it back. Big possessions here for SMU.
A low-scoring game. Peterson lines it up from the baseline. Faye has a double-double herself. the year, Khadija Faye has put together 11 double-doubles this season. A dominant force on the inside, certainly trying to contend for all ACC honors at the end of this season. Faye underneath Peterson. Good defense.
Peterson been able to force back-to-back misses inside. Can they convert to a basket, though? Not in the bonus yet. Next foul going forward on Pitt will put SMU on the line.
Jones grinding her way, and Washnitz trying to cut off the baseline. Whistled for her second. Team foul number 4, as you mentioned. As Kasia Woods comes in, she had a big game at Pitt the first time the two teams matched up. 3 triples, 9 points. Good defense by Washnitz again, knocking it away from Nya Robertson. Washnitz is just one of those high work rate players. Really come on strong this year. And it all goes back to what she does every single day in practice, says Tori Verdi and Marley Washnitz. SMU once trailing by 11 at this quarter. Cut it down to 6 points. Woods, tough shot, way short. Emore clears the carom. That is her 7th rebound. And visiting Pittsburgh is out-rebounding SMU by 8. Faye in the paint, too much. And Peterson has another rebound. Faye is down on the ground. Numbers for SMU if they want it.
Just have not been able to probe the paint as much. Usually SMU is at their best when they can get the ball to the paint and then, again, create either by the dribble or by the post-up like we saw early in this game. They've played a lot more passing around the perimeter, and Pitt's done a good job, again, defensively, being able to hold this SMU team without scoring.
And neither team is scoring in the paint in the second half. SMU in the third quarter only 2 paint points and none for Pitt until now. As Emore runs in and lays it home.
Yeah, Pitt had missed their 0 of 11, their last 11 shots. Meanwhile, SMU has missed their last 6, hasn't scored in about 4 minutes, and both teams say, hey, we got something for you, announcers. We're going to get a couple back-to-back buckets with 1:45 left in this third.
That was really a good opportunity as SMU calls timeout. That 0 of 11 for Pitt for SMU to make a little run,
yep,
but they just couldn't take advantage.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get the level of quality shots that they want. For whatever reason, I give a lot of credit to Pitt and their defense. I think some of it is Mustangs just haven't been able to score in transition as easily, and some of the things that they played really well and scored so well against Georgia Tech, it's a different matchup. It's a different team. So, therefore, they have to make the adjustment. But I do think the bonus, I'm just a firm believer, when you're having a hard time scoring field goals, put more pressure on the other team, find a way to be a little more physical and aggressive to see if you can draw some fouls that can get you an opportunity to go to the line.
Yeah, both teams in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. It's just a matter of getting to the line. Only 6 free throw attempts for Pitt in this game, 9 for SMU. Pitt the 6-point advantage with Brian Burton and Bree Sorensen. And our whole crew, I'm John Little in Dallas at Moody Coliseum. First year in the ACC for the SMU Mustangs. Lobbing it in, and Robertson called for the foul here. Making some contact with Washnitz while they were in the air. And Washnitz heads to the line for 2.
Well, it's similar to what I mentioned. Pitt did exactly that. They decided to go with a post-up that time. And when you have, you know, plays where you're trying to get the ball to the paint, you're able to get fouled. And she did get fouled with the body. I thought Robertson could have went up and just grabbed it, to be honest, and probably just intercepted it. But they were able to get the benefit of her missing the first free throw.
Washnitz, 63% at the line, 2-time West Virginia State Player of the Year. Ball at Fairmont, 1 of 2 here. Hit by 7 in a grinder of a matchup. So big, both these teams with 2 league wins. Sitting 16th and 17th in the league standings. Time dwindles down in the regular season. Robertson at the elbow. Robertson nowhere to go as she's doubled. Washnitz knocks it away and comes out with a steal. A minute left in the quarter. Washnitz inside, fouled again, forcing the issue. Zanai Jones fouls Marley Washnitz, who heads to the line.
Yeah, exactly what I said. I thought SMU could do more of. Washnitz has really embodied it the last couple possessions. That time, again, initiating contact, somebody swipes down, you're able to stop the clock, slow the game down, and then you get to set your defense, John, which also makes it harder for the other team to score against. And our Women's in Sports Day is being celebrated. They're making quite a bit of noise. Doesn't affect number 11 in gold, knocking those down.
Pitt, even with some fans in attendance. Pittsburgh back out to a 9-point lead. It feels like a big spread in this low-scoring game. Pitt's only won one game this season where they failed to score 60 points. Nya Jones to the cup, laid in and one.
Miss Jones, I think the Mustangs need a little more of that from you. You're so good at it. Nice take. Way to pony up to the basket, getting the ball up, going through traffic, knifing, and getting the finish. Again, when baskets are hard to come by, put, again, that accelerator on the gas, especially in the bonus. Get to the foul line. Let the game settle down a little bit more and get some confidence.
See the good numbers for Nya Jones. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Averaging more than 9 points a game in conference play and almost 5 assists as well.
Pitt's done so well in this game, closing out quarters. See if they are able to do more of the same. Hasn't been a great quarter for them.
Flood the right side of the floor. Wide open three is no good, but right down to Faye, lays it in easily. Pitt in front by 19.
I mean, there's no way that should be that easy. That's complete toughness on her part. There was 3 Mustangs in her area. She came up with it, not only got it, but got an easy lane.
In front by 9, of course. 4 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Jones, pull up from the baseline, short. And at the end of 3, it is SMU in the comeback. A crucial game for both teams. John Little back with Brian Burton, Brianna Sorensen, and our whole crew. It's the first time Pitt has ever played here in Dallas against the Mustangs. It's the 3rd matchup ever between the 2 programs. Pitt has led almost the entire way. TK Pitt's bumped with no call. Nya Robertson held to just 10 points for SMU. Robertson fires for 3. A little bit strong. Rebound knocked around, and Pitt comes out with it. Faye had it for a moment, but Miles is able to snag it.
Yeah, interesting note for the Mustangs. They had 5 players score double figures their last time out. Really put up points and scored 69. It's been a much different afternoon for them. Just haven't been able to find an offensive rhythm.
Extremely low scoring, and that is a huge foul. Jessica Peterson, who already has the double-double, that inside matchup between she and Khadija Faye. Well, she picks up her 4th foul, and Peterson here in the opening moments of the 4th quarter has to give way to Sandra Magaliko.
Yeah, playing just 7 players, SMU makes it really hard on those fouls, but again, this is a gritty type of game. 4th quarter, anything can happen. We saw a miracle comeback the other way. This is a much easier deficit, just down 9 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, no doubt about it, as Faye comes out with another block on Robertson. Robertson trying to make her way to the free throw line, but Faye's done a nice job of blocking shots without fouling here in the second half. That is her 3rd block of the second half. Who's going to get it going, if anyone, for the Mustangs after being held to 11 in the 3rd quarter?
Well, I think the assists have also been tough for the Mustangs. Not a lot of creating for a teammate, and that makes it a lot harder to score against a set defense. And you have to tip your hats at Pitt. They've really sat down in the half court, defended very well, and kept this SMU team to only 31% field goal percentage and 12% from 3.
All sitting down for SMU. Good news for Pitt, though, is they're 9-0 this season with leading after 3. They have not given up a deficit going into the 4th, or a lead going into the 4th quarter. Open 3 by Johnson from the corner, over the top. And the rebound tracked down by Khadija Faye.
Tell you what, Faye almost has magnets on her hands. She continues to get offensive rebounds.
Although the ball is thrown away, and Tori Birdie knows how big ball security is down the stretch here, especially against an SMU team that's having such a tough time scoring.
Absolutely. I mentioned Faye on her offensive rebounds, 7 for the game, now 13 total in the game.
Foul out front on Brooklyn Miles, and maybe taking the challenge of matching up against Peterson, best offensive rebounder in the conference. But hey, they're the 2 best offensive rebounders in the conference anyway. That's what they do, more than 4 offensive rebounds per game, both Faye and Peterson.
Well, Faye doing what a leading scorer and one of the best players in this conference should do. She's willing her team to victory right now. She's putting her team in a position, despite foul trouble, despite double teams, she's done a really good job of just making winning basketball plays. And here you see a winning play there. 50-50 plays have really gone Pitt's way more than SMU would like it. Pitt determined to get a win on the road.
Robertson loads up from the baseline, a long 2, and Woods tracks down the long offensive rebound. 8 minutes left. SMU, Pitt yet to score here in the 4th quarter. 9-point advantage for the Panthers. Jones, elbow jumper, rims it in. Zanai Jones into double figures for the 11th time this season.
Yeah, the Villanova graduate transfer starting to get going in much needed scoring in this quarter. Good defense. Can the Mustangs get in transition and get some plays to go?
They're trying, down by 7 after the rare miss inside by 5. Nothing doing. Good job by the Panthers to get back. Robertson down to 6 to shoot. Wants a high screen. Faye. Robertson feeds it up. Back rim and no, and the rebound knocked down by Faye. And Pittsburgh continues to out-rebound SMU on the road, a +7 on the boards.
Yeah, you got to give again credit for the ball screen defense. Faye stepping up. I thought again Robertson maybe could have attacked her and gotten to the rim. Went with the floater instead. Pitt
Catch and shoot by Watson. It's way short on the 3. Neither of these teams shooting the 3 ball incredibly well this season. SMU 15th in the league and Pitt 16th in the league in 3-point percentage.
Yeah, this quarter both teams combined 1 of 9.
Do you see some tired legs out there for 2 teams that don't have deep benches?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about both teams playing roughly 7 players majority. An 8th player does get in for on occasion, but yeah, I think that's definitely getting into both of their minds, and their physical fatigue is setting in. This is where that will to win has to be stronger than that fatigue.
Jones, she's got the will to win. Rims it around and off. Magaliko forces it back up. She's fouled. Who is this foul on? That's a big question. And the answer is Marley Washenitz, her 3rd. Magaliko, though, grabbing this within 3. Look at this.
Yeah, grabbing it in the traffic, taking a page out of 15 in Gold's book. These are the type, again, Coach said it, it's the plays that don't require talent. That is a heart, a hustle, a will type of play. And SMU at home, you're just down 7. As poorly as you played, that's got to be a part of the message. As poorly as you've played in this game, you're still in position to win it at home.
Magaliko, not a good free throw shooter in her career, just 24%, but she nails the first one.
Nothing but net.
Couple big ones. How about that? Magaliko. Surprise point. She's got 4 in this game and makes it a 5-point contest. SMU outscoring Pitt by a narrow 4-0 margin here in the quarter. Faye inside, double. Gives it up to Miles. A half-court grinder in Dallas. 7 to shoot. Emore, catch and shoot. Her 3 is good over the outstretched arm of Pitt. A clutch triple by Makayla Emore.
Emore probably has been the unsung hero of this game, if not just the player of this game.
Hall wants it. Misses from 3. On the rebound, not to the corner. Magaliko throws it away. Johnson comes out with it, but it's back tapped from behind. SMU comes out with it. Jones for 2. Comes up short, but out to Robertson. Her 3. Yes! What a sequence for SMU to cut it back down to 5.
Yeah, I don't even want to be a broken record, but those are the plays Coach Wilson has been harping to her team to continue to make.
Miles breaks the pressure. Faye lets the skies clear.
Yeah, great job again responding to a run. But things go your way when you play that hard.
Technical foul called against Miles here.
I missed that.
I did too.
Pretty definitive technical foul.
Yes,
though.
it was.
She stole the ball in transition. I'm imagining it might have been some type of taunting maybe to Robertson.
So,
but a big play nonetheless, either way.
It is on Miles.
5 minutes left to play. They're able to make the free throws and get possession in a game that they're struggling to get baskets. Just 17 field goals made for the Mustangs. Getting an explanation there.
Yeah, Katie Lukinich, who was the official to make the call, was able to tell Tori Verdi exactly what she witnessed as Brooklyn Miles was taking the ball away from Nya Robertson.
Robertson's been in the line a couple times today. She's 3 of 5. Typically what she does best in her game is make free throws.
She went 13 of 13 against Louisville, the second most free throw makes without a miss in SMU history the last time she was at home.
Well, she plays some of her best basketball, especially at home in the fourth quarter. She's had so many heroic moments and inspiring moments and big shots, big defensive stops. So her making the three in the corner and then bouncing back to make those free throws, I would imagine she's starting to feel a little bit of the juice that she likes to feel.
19 of her 32 against Louisville came in the fourth quarter. She's got 5 points here in the fourth. It's a 5-point game, and SMU also gets the ball after the tee on Brooklyn Miles. That was her third personal foul, by the way. And Robertson, they know she's heating up. They're asking her to go to work. But back for Jones, wide open corner three, skips over the top. That would have brought the house down. Faye, meanwhile, tracks down the rebound. She has 15 rebounds for the fourth time this season, ties a career high. Battle underneath, she is fouled. Makayla came over late, she is fouled out.
Tell you what, a little bit too casual in transition at time. Excellent job by Pitt, pushing the pace to get an easy one.
And a chance at a couple free throws for Erin Battle on the other side. That is helping SMU stay in it before this foul on Battle.
Yeah, and I thought the possession before, Robertson had a chance to take an open three off the ball screen, had space, picked it up and shot fakes, got a good look in the corner, but when you've made the three and made a couple free throws, that probably was one she might have been a little too unselfish on, but Pitt has done a good job forcing the issue to be able to be physical, to draw fouls on a team that already doesn't have a lot of depth. You see the foul trouble there, and now at the line where they have done a terrific job, 9 of 10 in this game, doing it from the stripe.
Erin Battle, 74% at the line this season, hits her first. Hit back up by 6. SMU holding the post position together with duct tape and bailing wire right now. A precarious position, their only available post. Jessica Peterson in the game with 4 fouls. Makayla fouling out. 2 big free throws for Erin Battle on the road. Pitt by 7 midway through the fourth quarter. John Little with Brian Burton, Lee Sorensen, and our whole crew. As Jones turns the corner, Jones ball fake outside. Marshall 10 toes to the rim, fires it in for 3.
Beautiful offense that time. Jones getting to the paint, as I mentioned earlier. When they drive and get the ball to the paint, great drift pass to the corner, and Marshall, known for her sharp shooting, couldn't have come at a better time.
Jones 6 assists versus just 2 turnovers for SMU. 4-point game. Watch the battle inside. Faye against Peterson. Peterson has 4 fouls. Only 7 to shoot. Catch and shoot from the corner. The three-pointer comes up short. Rebound knocked around. And here's Robertson behind the back. Turns it back against Emore, wags the tongue. Jones over to Marshall, another three. In and out. Peterson, offensive rebound. She steps out. Pitt ball.
Tough break, but good job with the energy that SMU is playing with. Is the energy this crowd can get behind and the energy that can lead to them with a win. Good offensive rebound. Got bumped. Yeah, tight roped it and stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, so close to staying in. The right call if you're not going to call a foul on Faye. Faye, who has 20 points in a career, has 16 rebounds, 3 fouls. 12 points, 13 rebounds for SMU's Peterson. Timeout called by Tori Verdi in this 2-possession ball game. His team up by a couple buckets, looking for their first back-to-back ACC wins under Coach Verdi. Coming up next on Thursday, returning home to take on number 3 Notre Dame on the ACC network. Followed up by a matchup against Virginia. Going to number 22 Florida State. And then home against Clemson and at Syracuse for Pitt. 3 of the next 5, 3 of the next 4, I should say, at home for the Panthers. Again, what does this game mean? Both these teams are on the outside looking in the ACC tournament. 18 teams in the league. Top 15 make it. Right now, Pitt is number 16, a half game up on number 17, SMU, as they stare up at some teams with 3 wins during conference play. Pitt 9-0 this season when leading after 3. They led by 9 heading to the 4th quarter. That's an offensive foul. TK Pitts takes the charge, and Aaron Battle called for the foul.
Yeah, TK Pitts has been a little bit quiet as far as us calling her name a lot, but right on time with a big defensive stop. Battle hasn't played a lot in this game. Just came off the free throw line, made some big free throws, but another stop for the Mustangs. Let's see how they go attack to convert. They are in the bonus. I mentioned that a lot because any touch foul means they are shooting free throws, and that will be big for this team that's struggling to score in the half court.
And SMU is 79% at the line in this game. Robertson picked up by Faye. Outside for Jones, who's played an excellent game. Jones around the Peterson screen. Jones tries to slip it inside to Peterson, and it's past her and out. That was just a tough pocket pass to try to handle. Peterson, I don't know if she could see it around the defensive player.
Yeah, they're playing in a drop coverage where Faye is staying back every time with the guard. They haven't been able to really attack Faye, maybe because of her shot blocking, but the idea was there for the pass. The execution just didn't quite connect.
Miles keeps the pivot foot down. Emore has the shot blocked by Pitts. Wow. Robertson in full flight. Robertson blocked again by Faye. Wow.
Unbelievable.
The way she runs the floor is ridiculous.
Yeah, unbelievable defensive presence. Unbelievable block and effort by TK Pitts here on a 3. Very rarely do you see that happen. And then to sprint back, Faye with another shot block in the paint after sprinting back on defense. We have a ball game, the last 2:48.
SMU has outscored Pitt 12-7 in the 4th quarter. Pitt had a 32-point come-from-behind win over SMU back at home in early January. Next few games for SMU, they've got a lot of their schedule left at home. And it's a difficult schedule in places, but Toyle Wilson has to love that she's got, 3 of these next 5 at home, Clemson, and then after she goes to Wake and Boston College back at home against Virginia and number 14 NC State.
What do you see when you look at that schedule, John?
What do I see? I see how difficult it is to go up against ACC programs. But at the same time, I also see that, including today, SMU closes with 4 of their last 6 at home. I see opportunity. I'm sure Toyle Wilson feels the same way. Nya Robertson, 5 points here in the 4th quarter. Around the Peterson screen. There's Marshall. Feeds Peterson in the post. Jones whips it down to Pitts. Layup good. It's a 2-point game.
As good of offense as they played all game long, all 5 players touched the ball. They ended a layup from the great unselfish play. We have a 2-point game.
Can Pitt hang on? Faye low to the ground through the lane and one. And I think Peterson's fouled out as well. No, it was a reach-in on Marshall. It is not on Peterson. A clutch bucket for Khadija Faye.
Hey, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and this is a big-time game for both teams. You see the dime here for the layup. TK Pitts right on time from Jones, and here you see the enforcer inside. She blocks shots, she rebounds, she finishes and one.
Faye's had a pair of great games against SMU this season. Can't hit the and one, but does give Pitt the 2-possession lead with 2:10 left in regulation. Going down to the wire. Robertson only 4 of 18 from the floor. Trying to get Peterson on the ISO. Only 4 to shoot. Pitts against Emore. Reverse pivot, forces it up and one! TK Pitts. Big players making big plays at a huge time.
Not always there when you call, but always on time. This is what Mrs. Shanti would say, and TK Pitts singing that tune right now. She's made huge plays in the 4th quarter. We featured her in the beginning of this game because of how well she has played and the intangibles coming through in the 4th quarter. The blocks, the steals, the buckets, and this time an and one.
The foul was on Khadija Faye coming over late. TK Pitts hits the and one. It's a 1-point game in Dallas. Pitt has led by as many as 11. They've led for 35 minutes today, but it's tenuous now.
And all SMU cares about is leading when the buzzer goes off. Same with Pitt. They don't care how much they've led. They got to find a way on the road where they haven't had the success that they want to have. They need this one, but so do the Mustangs.
Too strong for Emore. It's a steal by Hall. But she's alone and throws it away. Just everybody's tired for SMU. They didn't make it up the floor.
Yeah, that's one of those where Hall, if you don't bring it up the floor, you got to hold it and just give it to a guard. Possession's too important on that one.
Fortune favoring the Pitt Panthers in that moment. And Tori Verdi trying to pull the right strings to get Pitt to their 3rd win in conference play. 1:10 to play in regulation. On the timeout, Pitt ball up by 1.
Yeah, a couple of things to note. SMU has only fouled 3 times, so Pitt will not be shooting in this situation. So they will automatically, there's 20 seconds on the shot clock. I would imagine SMU will defend without fouling as best they can. Meanwhile, they've been able to get stops and play the other way. I would imagine they are going inside to Faye. She has been the anchor, and here you see in traffic just kind of panics instead of picking the ball up. Anytime you jump and leave your feet, John, it puts you in a position where you have to get rid of it before you come down. Good steal by Pitt.
And Hall's a smart player, point guard in high school at Plano East. But while she was thinking go, nobody else was for her team, and ends up making that mistake at midcourt.
She was thinking no, she was thinking go. Coach Wilson was thinking no. Pitt says, yes, we'll take that. Call timeout, and again, each possession so big right now. Pitt's been really good on the offensive glass, so whatever happens, Faye has 8 offensive rebounds already in this game, I believe. So you definitely want to make sure you block out if you're SMU. Got to make it hard, make them earn the possession.
20 on the shot clock. Wow, Robertson knocked it away and nearly into the backcourt, but Miles recovers. And that's a foul on Hall, and again, like you mentioned, it was one that SMU had to give on that baseline drive by Makayla Johnson. The shot clock resets to 20, and the 4th team foul on SMU. Foul number 2 on Hall. Baseline inbound by Miles. Faye against Peterson. back to Brooklyn Miles. Only 2 points in the game. She had the buzzer beater at halftime. Under a minute to play. 6 on the shot clock. Faye against Peterson. Faye forcing it up. She travels. SMU ball with a chance to take the lead.
So much credit should be given to Peterson in foul trouble, playing against one of the best centers in the game. Forces a turnover.
They've gotten away with an initial travel before the travel was called. Pitts against Johnson. Jump stop for the lead. It's good. TK Pitts puts SMU in front. Their first lead of the second half. Timeout, Pitt. SMU's heart broken at the Panthers last month, and the Mustangs trying to return the favor.
TK Pitts on a 5-0 run by herself. John, she got the N1 before that with the free throw, and this time design elbow isolation. She drives right, jump stops, and shoots the soft touch floater. We talked about it coming into this game. She has scored double figures 3 of the last 4, now 4 of the last 5 games she played in. A season high 19 last game, and she has been such a force in the fourth quarter. 3 blocks in the game, rebounds, and here you see the last 5 points that she has made. And what an awesome way to step up for this young lady, where she came here as a freshman. This program means so much to her. She has really put her team in position.
And she actually has the last 7 for SMU. And the Mustangs have their first second half lead. Johnson on the baseline. Pitts blocks her shot but commits the foul. And Makayla Johnson has had a tough offensive day, 1 of 12 from the floor. Heads to the free throw line to try to give Pitt the advantage.
He had a beautiful design out of bounds play that time to get an isolation. Nice sweep through to create the space. Pitts was a little too close that time, but does not give away the layup, makes her earn it from the strike.
Johnson 58% at the line, the first to tie it. And the Panthers draw even with 26 seconds left in regulation. Johnson gives Pitt the lead, 2 for 2 at the line. And as a team, Pitt has only missed 2 all game. Pitt goes back in front, 58-57. Timeout SMU to move it into the front court with 26 seconds left in regulation.
Johnson is cool as the other side of the pillow, as Stuart Scott would say. Has not shot it well from the field, but the free throw line ices both free throws. 26 seconds left. SMU, again, you're in the bonus, both teams. You do not want to turn it over. Very important to get a shot with enough time to get an offensive rebound as well. I would imagine the ball is going to either TK Pitts or Robertson, who will both provide in the fourth quarter.
Little game reset for you. Neither team has a foul to give. The possession arrow favors SMU, and the Mustangs also have a crucial timeout just in case they can't get the ball in, or it could play later as well. And Pittsburgh is out of timeouts here. The last win for the SMU Mustangs came in overtime on the road at Syracuse. A buzzer beater with about a second to go for Robertson. And she grabs the ball here at the end of regulation. SMU can play for the final shot if they'd like. But Robertson goes inside, leaves it short. Faye blocks the shot, has the rebound, throws it up the floor to Miles. And Miles is fouled and heads to the line for 2 with 11.2 to play. Khadija Faye blocks another shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, they played the same ball screen coverage the entire game. They ball screen with Peterson, which means Faye is in a drop coverage at the rim, protecting the paint. And that time, textbook to be able to go up and get another block, her 4th block of the game. But this game is not over. Still a 1-possession game. Even if she makes both free throws, Miles has not had a free throw attempt today. So, as we know in conference play, anything can happen down the stretch of these games.
And she misses on the front end. Miles has been About average at the line this season, 68%. She can make it a 2-point game. Front rim, no. Peterson with the rebound, and we're exactly where we were moments ago. SMU calls timeout to move it into the front court now with 11 seconds left. Same score. SMU down by 1.
I would say if you're going to set a ball screen with Peterson, try to refuse the ball screen possibly on a clear side, or get Peterson in a position where Faye is nowhere close to the basket. Get her setting the screen away from the ball. Do something where Faye is distracted, where you have a clear opportunity like when Pitt's got the drive she got.
Khadija Faye blocking a potential go-ahead field goal attempt by Nya Robertson with 26 seconds to go. And then Brooklyn Miles fouled with 11 seconds, misses both foul shots. Both teams in the bonus. There'll be SMU ball in the front court out of the timeout. The officials set it down to 10.9 seconds to go, saying 0.3 ran off the clock on that Peterson rebound, her 15th of the afternoon. And SMU has a chance to win it in regulation, down by 1.
They do have 15 offensive rebounds in this game too, so really important. It's not always the shot that beats you, but sometimes it's the miss and the offensive rebound.
Pitts, Hall, Peterson, Jones, Robertson for SMU. It's the starters for Pitt. Plus Battle. Jones, 8 seconds left. Jones against Faye. Jones, hands off to Robertson. 2 seconds, jump, forces it up, nope. Pitts tries to get it away, and it comes up short.